Trojan family, what's up, man? USCJ here. It's the top of the morning. It's the top of the morning. Listen, I hope everybody is getting ready to get up, get out, and make some things happen this morning. Listen, it is officially Miller time. You guys see it right here. This is Miller Moss Apparel, and listen, it is straight up go time. Listen, I'm lost in the Miller Moss love sauce, and it's gonna be on and popping with it. Listen, we got to talk about USC football, and we got some guys that are back, and it's essential that we get these guys back for this big time football game. Listen, you guys already know. We're just going to show you these guys now. This one being one of them, Eric Gentry, very, very essential to what we're trying to do with this USC football team. He has been dynamic all year long. You guys know LSU came in there just like a chicken with his head cut off. One of the phenomenal players on the season already. Been phenomenal really at his career at USC. But, you know, his height, his size, and his athleticism really has a unique style to him. And when you're talking about matching up with LSU, it was great. When you're talking about matching up with other teams, it's great. But this game in particular, Michigan, I think this is very, very paramount for a guy like this to be in. Really given the fact that they got a tight end that stands at, I believe it's 6'7". I'm not sure. Loveland, I think that's his name. I'm not sure if he's going to play or not. Excuse me. But in the event that he does play, because I heard that he got hurt, if he does play, I think a guy like Eric Gentry is that guy that can play that linebacker position. Oh, by the way, it sounds like you guys know we talked about it before the season that they're going to probably have, and we haven't really seen it. We saw it a little bit, I think, earlier this year, but they're going to have the Mike, the Will, and the Sam possibly in this game. And you're talking about stacking the box. So you're talking about Eric Gentry, Mason, Easton Mascarenas Arnold, and a Mason Cobb, all three of those guys in there at the same time with that particular set. And look, it's going to be straight up go time. You're talking about the most athletic, dynamic guys all in there at the same time. I think it's going to speak volumes. And to have this guy back, listen, we need him back. So stacking the box is what we said that this USC football team needs to do, because you guys know it's a running quarterback. I talked about it yesterday, and I think Orji, he presents an absolute problem. We'll talk about him in a second. When you're talking about running, but you get a guy like a Gentry back, you get Mason Cobb there back as well. Lincoln Riley talked about him yesterday. He talked about how he's back, he's moving and grooving. I saw some practice film today. I saw him, and I think that he's looking good. He's looking healthy. He set out last game against Utah State. And so now we're going to be fully staffed. Look, USC, for the most part, is healthy, minus Keenan O'Connor, the center. And I guess that may be like 4 to 6 weeks or something like that. But for the most part, USC is sitting very well right now and sitting healthy. And to have these guys back, Mason Cobb has been doing this thing too. We got to give it to him. And we told you guys before the season, Mason Cobb at Oklahoma State was a beast. We've seen that same Mason Cobb right now. And you couple him with Easton Mascarenas Arnold, this linebacker group is going to be ready. And we're going to need these guys to be ready. And listen, let me say this real quick, because I'm hearing a lot of people. I see different previews all over the internet. I see different things that they're talking about. And listen, we're not going to be overconfident here. We're going to be confident. We're going to be silently confident. But there's a lot of people that are kind of taking Michigan for granted. And I know Michigan is going to be looking at this thing. And listen, Michigan is going to give it everything that they absolutely have, hands down. Not even, I mean, this is going to be one of the biggest games of the season for them. This is Ohio State too, but this is just as big when you're talking about, especially being in the conference championship. This is going to play a key role. These two teams are powerful teams. And I want to read a stat to you guys real quick, because when you're talking about these two programs are going to present major stats. All-time resume comparison. Michigan, as far as the playoff appearance is concerned, Michigan has 3, USC has 0. The college football playoffs. National championship, Michigan has 12. USC has 11. Conference championships all time, Michigan has 45. USC has 37. And then you have Heisman Trophy. Michigan has 3. USC has 8. So Michigan is one of those programs when you're talking about blue blood programs. they edge us by one in national championships, and then they edge us by conference championships, just a few as well. And so you're talking about national championships. Of course, we edged them. Heisman trophies, we edged them 8-3. But listen, Michigan is one of those teams, man, that we can say, look, they do hold their own weight. They are a powerhouse. So we're not expecting them to come lay down by any means. And some of the crazy talk that a lot of people are talking, look, we're just gonna run out. Listen, we got to come stay focused. We got to come stay locked in. And as I stated, they're going to be switching some things up. Lincoln Riley talked about, one of the things he talked about was the player Orji, the quarterback, and what we getting ready to see with him. And of course, he said whoever we have will be prepared for, whether it's Orji or Ward. But I think USC, they got the perfect person on staff, and I'm sure they did. Excuse me, they've been using them. They asked Coach Lincoln Riley about how have they been preparing for Orji, because you guys know Orji is more of a running guy opposed to Ward. And Lincoln Riley just gave an answer, but to me, I felt like he didn't give the answer that I felt like what was the actual answer. He gave an answer that just to throw something out there. He said something about a Texas quarterback, but here's what I think. I think they've been using this guy right here to really prepare. We have it's a great benefit to have a guy like this sitting on the sidelines, sitting on the second string right there. That's Jaden Maiava. You guys saw what he did. He looked like Caleb Williams. Looked like Caleb running around, just moving and grooving, crazy athletic ability. And to have him on the right there in preparation to help prepare for Michigan, I think it's good, because you got an Orji who's you talk about a big kid, man, a kid that's 230 or something like that, 235, 6'3" or something like that. I mean, he's an athlete. And let me say this. I know a lot of people are making reference to Orji not being able to throw, and we've seen it. He throws some balls that are flat, some balls that hit the ground. But listen, excuse me, Lincoln Riley did say that he recruited Orji out of high school. So if he recruited Orji out of high school, you know what that tells me? That tells me that I know that he hasn't performed at the highest level, and he only threw for 50%, even in high school, which wasn't all that great. However, he is a college quarterback. Lincoln Riley did recruit him. And I expect somewhere in there he can throw the ball some way, somehow. And otherwise, I don't think he would be a quarterback. I don't think Lincoln Riley would have, recruited him as a quarterback. He probably felt like he could develop him at some point. So that's kind of my thing with him on that issue. But look, that's what we got to face, man. We got two big time guys coming back. And I think it's straight up go time. And I think Jaden Maiava helped prepare us for a guy like Orji. Now, last thing I want to touch on real quick is some recruiting news. You guys know I talked about Floyd Bicard yesterday, who's crystal ball, according to Scott Schrader from On3. And I think, look, he just decommitted from Oklahoma, and now USC, excuse me, USC is in the picture. So look, let's talk about the last guy that USC is going after, and this is kind of a surprise deal. And this is according to Steve Wolfong from On3. This guy, big time guy, out of IMG Academy, a monster standing at 6'6". Lord, 315 pounds. Are you talking about a monster guy at IMG Academy? Let me get his name pulled up real quick, because I'm lost in the sauce. I just had it pulled up, but his name is Carroll. Where did his name go? I just had it up here. And my thing is kind of messed up on me. But he's out of IMG Academy, and he's committed to Alabama. And Alabama, Michael Carroll. Michael Carroll. And Michael standing at 6'6", 315 pounds, 2025 class. And he is committed to Alabama, and he's ranked number 4 offensive lineman in the country right now, number 13 player in the state of Florida, number 86 player in the country. And even though he's committed to Alabama, he talked about Miami and he talked about USC possibly being a good fit for him. So look, USC is making it recruiting after him, and I think it's going to be straight up go time, man. So you guys can hit me in the comments. You guys can tell me what you think. Listen, USC is fired up right now. They really doing some things in recruiting. So hit me in the comments. You guys already know where you can find me. It's USCJ32 on Instagram, USCJ32 on Twitter. I'm out of here. This battery's about to die. Everybody stay blessed. Fight on, fight on, fight on.